and salutations yet again, Earthlings. As I was just stating over there, I have yet to find my earbuds. Therefore, today's witnesses will be accompanied by God's music playing and my jingle jangling witnesses that I am so grateful to be able to do. Because, well, I am not supposed to be here. He sent me back. Oh Lord, please, I need to shave. Anyway. You ever notice that when you try to flow like the trees in the breeze, it's like seaweed in the ocean? And then water's moving it too. Just kind of flows all around the way God would just have it going in. Go away. Go away. Trees. Sway in the wind. Hey. In the wind. Sadie Foster, if y'all don't get that reference, why are you even watching me? God so loved the world through some Jodie Foster, y'all. Brilliant. Brilliant woman. The way nature reflects itself in different ways. Let's see, wait. My first yellow gold butterfly of the season. I saw my first day of the season too on the way down. I hope that comes through on video. Yellow butterflies are my mommies. One of her totems. That day that we were talking, me and my mom and my daughter, my granddaughter. We were talking about our spirit animals. And Mom said hers was yellow butterflies. Well, mine are dragonflies. So, dragonflies are of the air, but they also were born of the water. So, hello. But dragonflies have the unique ability to go into the water and back out and fly the fuck off. Which is fascinating as all get up to me. Kind of like the seahorse reference. How the different horses in nature, yet the seahorses were seen as the males that carry the babies, and yet you got centaurs are referenced as like Sagittarians, half human, half horse. And it's brilliant that they are archers because, I mean, hello, what's fast as fuck? Boy, getting up on the freaking boundaries that you're protecting. But to run up as a horse on them and then be able to use your human side to shoot way beyond the borders to make sure they don't come anywhere near what you're trying to protect and what you cherish, what you love. Anyway, so yeah, centaurs, horses, seahorse, and the reference, the different ways we see things, different vantages, different viewpoints, different, Why is that hitting my senses like that? What is this about Aquarius me? Solutions flow down like a lazy river. Ooh. Matter of fact, I had the solutions before I even knew I had a problem, really. Well, that was easy. What? What problem? No, there's no problem. So to get two good things I was reading. Like this moment. Hello. I adore you. Oh, you just wanted you wanted my undivided attention. That's why the did you have, please don't let Buddy have broken to them. Please. He had them wrong. I'm trying to be frugal. Anyway. Thank you that I have headphone backups. How necessary. Now it's like, Lord, yes. kind of different, beautiful renditions of the same story, like The Wizard of Oz and Dorothy, and Alice in Wonderland, and Winnie the Pooh. Because I mean, think about it, the different characters are often reflected as in the same kind of story, just told with a different kind of flair, from a different perspective and angle. Like the Mad Hatter could be Tigger quite easily. I mean, hello. Tigger's the wonderful thing. The wonderful thing is the Tigger. But he makes no sense. Like how is a raven like a writing desk? Perception. Well, you start to think, how is a raven like a writing desk? I have to be. How is a raven like a writing desk? Well, I'm in the class like Alice and her sister's telling this boring story. It's a beautiful day. She won't let me get up and play. So my mind starts drifting off, and what do I see? Queries me. Quite right. Well, if I was a school child, and I'm tired of not making me listen to something I'm not interested in, so my mind starts to drift like Alice's did. I'm like Dorothy wishing to go home. She didn't feel quite at home at Aunt M's. It was a horrible place. With horrible people, and she wanted to get away from them. Dun, 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 dun. The Wicked Witch on the wind. And then you got, I mean, the different characters. Scarecrow looking on a quest for a brain. Well, you had Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Hello. And you had Scarecrow, the Tin Man who wanted heart. Yeah, the Tin Man. And how was that reflected in? Wow, I mean, Mad Hatter's also reflected in the freaking. Oh, that was that's what I'm being led to. The Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat is also reflected in to my world, the way I perceive it, the stories I've told, I've entertained myself and loved myself with our little odd side quest adventures we gave ourselves during times we weren't able to physically get out for whatever reason. We would read and entertain ourselves. And one of mine was absolutely Terry Brooks' Magic Kingdom for Sale Soul, and the Edgewood Dirk. This cat. How is that not a Cheshire Cat? Mist walking, and then you had in that world there was Strabo, the dragon. I probably am pronouncing this wrong. And then you had Willow, the tree elemental. Well, she was half, actually. And she became the king's wife, and he had to, in order to truly become the king of the land, he had to embrace the paladin side of himself and learn to control that ability. And in my world, I see that as that vision I once had, the eye of the needle, which I see as the eye of Ra, which you see reflected in nature everywhere. Everywhere you look, you'll see needles. The eye of needles. How does a rich man get through? How does a camel get through the eye of the needle whereas a rich man can't? Well, a lot of times the rich man's putting his burdens onto the back of that camel and trying to get through the eye of the needle by forcing the camel to carry their goods and them prospering off of somebody else doing the work. Down there, skate goodbye. I don't know where that came from, but okay, whatever. That's where that felt like it was coming from. And then, whereas the camel's just being a camel and doing what it is, so what would it have to worry about? Of course it's going to heaven. What? He's not the one trying to force his beasts of burden onto others. He is the beast of burden. The way that's feeling anyway. And that kind of flow, way of looking at it, perspectives, layering of things. Okay, the eye of the needle vision I had. Way back when I first started watching tarot on YouTube, which I had no idea was a thing, I stumbled onto this brilliant person who was absolutely very intentional with what he said and what he was bringing into being, I thought. And I saw very many admirable qualities and very methodical and brilliant, and the use of the energies that I saw interplaying and working out was brilliant. And I wanted to emulate figuring out, because I got hooked up with this one feather that tripped all my triggers and let me know that I could truly, truly love somebody in ways that I hadn't experienced yet thus far up to that point. And it was amazing because I was just surviving cancer, and that was after I had been sent back. After I died, and he said, you gotta go back. Anyway, and I experienced him as kind of like, when I was face to face with him, I experienced him as like, I went within like a seed pod within the earth. It was kind of the experience. It was kind of like I entered into this beautiful garden, and I went within the garden into this little, like a little hobbit hole type of thing. And I entered in, and Father was within as like a seed, and that is what he is. Just like we are, he is the seed within this vessel. And it was, anyway, that's all I'm allowed to remember of that. So I talked to everybody. It was like a big, huge, wonderful party, and I knew everybody. They all knew me. We were all a part of all of it, because we are. Hello, basically. Anyway, I was told I had to come back, which thankfully I did. Because, oh my goodness, my granddaughter, my grandbaby, my 4 grandsons that followed thus far. Kyle's still capable of having kids if he decides to get himself situated and wants to build a life with the right one, and they're able to happily, joyfully. Anyway, I just pray I'll get it. Anyway, really did. Eye of the needle. It had this vision in that apartment, and I was laying there in that place. I called, I guess I'll do this later because apparently it stopped recording. Anyway, the gloaming, I'll tell that vision. I had all this stuff on Loki-Motive. I guess I can get back to retelling it all because I haven't spent time digging for the files. I've been trying to enjoy and not let it aggravating me. So anyway, I love y'all 21. I love you. Love, love. Anyway, I hope y'all are being kind. Starting with yourselves, babies. It always starts with you. Always, always, always.